So what does next week hold? My understanding is there's some CPI report of some kind coming out from the Fed on Friday. The market is not going to have a chance to respond to that until Monday. So I think we could see some big movement starting Monday just so that the markets have a chance to respond to that information. Let's take a look at some of the charts and see what potentially could be happening next week. So we can see here with the SPX, we had a pullback here for most of the week, and then we had a response back up after it touched the ADMA here. And what we want to see here, the price continues to follow the channel that it's following here. It's doing a nice trend upward, nice and steady, no big changes. And at times, right, they're just at very small times, we're hitting the 21 moving average here. So we can see a couple times here back in February 21st, and then another time here February 13th. We had some close calls here where it dipped below the 8 EMA, but the market responded by buying up that price. So far we're seeing good, nothing but good things here. Even though we had red candles here, it's just a pullback back to the moving average, back to normal, still trending up over time. The big scare would be is if we see price movement go below the 21. So for me, that's going to be yellow to red flag. Hey, something is probably not right, because we haven't, if you look back, we have not crossed that line since January 17th. So to cross that line, that 21 moving average is going to be a red flag, especially if the price doesn't stay above there. So if it dips down below and then comes back up, that's okay to me. But if it stays down below, we could potentially see a change in direction or a correction, some kind of pullback here. We don't want to see it go down below the 21 moving average here in blue. So we'll be watching out for that next week. And again, the market has to respond to the information that comes out tomorrow from the Fed. So that's going to be something that's going to move this price. You can see here we finished the day good. It made a new high, but it didn't hold that level. It came down, and I think we're going to see another touch here in the 8 EMA sometime next week if it doesn't do it on Monday. So looking at the weekly chart here on Tesla, next week is just going to be one of these candlesticks. You can see we wanted to touch this coming week here. We had some good price action coming up, right? We touched the 8 EMA. We can see that it's inverted from going upward, right? We're going down. We're trending down on these moving averages here where we have the 8 EMA, the 21, and the 50 here, all going down in sync. And so when it touches it, it doesn't really mean much, right? It needs to cross and hold. And so here on the weekly chart, we're not seeing any changes as far as the long-term direction of the stock. We're only seeing this sort of shelf here that's forming looking at that weekly chart. So we could continue to trend down. There's really no reason here on the weekly chart for it to signify that it's going to go up unless there's some kind of catalyst, right? If the Fed has really good news coming out Friday, we could see a price movement up on Monday. We have earnings coming up on the 17th for Tesla, so that could determine the price direction here and be a catalyst. So really the 17th is only a couple weeks away, so that's going to be something to be keeping in mind. Again, we are trading in this long-term bull flag, and it's going to break out at some point. It's just a matter of when and what direction. So something to keep in mind. We have a couple catalysts coming up here, so just be mindful here on Tesla. We aren't seeing much change when you're looking at a weekly chart here. It's just following the same pattern as it has been, and that is down. So something I'm starting to notice with some of the futures, really it's the commodities like wheat, soybeans, and corn, for example. We can see the chart patterns match up pretty closely, right? They were trending down, and now they're starting to change. We have soybeans here. That's starting to form a shelf here or a base, like a change in direction. It seems like it's coming off from its downward trend here. We have corn doing the same thing. And then we have wheat here. It's starting to shelf off. So they all have their own pattern, but they all seem to kind of move in a similar direction. So something to keep in mind as far as diversification is that these prices could potentially be moving at the same time. They could be responding to the same catalysts. And so it's important to be diversified and not be too filled up in the same kind of commodity. So, I might need to spread out in bonds. Something I haven't been doing much of is Forex. I don't know if strangles are the best move for Forex options right now. So need to figure that out. That's something I need to, kind of test and branch out of, is the Forex. I did an iron condor on the euro options, and I made some money on it, but it got kind of complicated whenever I tried to adjust. So again, I don't know if that's going to be the best move for Forex. I think there's a way to make decent money on Forex because the price really doesn't move too much there, and you can make a decent return. So there is something there. I just don't know exactly what it is yet. So far, I'm liking copper. The IVR is at 68 right now, and it's starting to decline. It was trading around 84 to 94, and we're starting to see that start to settle. We can take a look at the price here. We did have some volatility here the past couple weeks, and it seems like it's starting to settle back down, so we're not seeing those big moves like we did last week or a couple weeks ago. So if this video was a help to you, hit the like button. And I'm a new options trader on a mission to get a 50% return by the end of this year. So if you want to follow me on that journey, I'm already at 21%, so I don't have too much more to go if I can keep up with it. But hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.